Hey friends, welcome to AstroScoop. This is Jeff, the astrology coaching channel that does a deep dive into the planets and signs of the zodiac. Today's video for the week ending June 1st, 2024 is Gemini. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider subscribe. If you're coming back, thank you once again. So the first period of Gemini, Gemini 1, ends on the 2nd. From June 3rd to the 10th or 11th coming up is the Gemini second Decan. This Gemini Decan has a Mercury ruler and a Venus subruler. When you consider celebrities like Prince, the artist formerly known as Johnny Depp, Gene Wilder, Kenny G even with his music, Gemini 2s take the raw mentality of Gemini 1s and they make it more Venusian. Gemini 2 people are very verbal, highly verbal, as most Geminis are. But this particular Decan, there's a strong theme of language and linguistics with Geminis born this period, regardless of education. Maurice Sendak and Judy Garland are also examples of Gemini 2 personalities. Geminis born in this Decan are a little farther along, obviously, than first Geminis. So Gemini 1s are pure Mercury. Here we have the Venus Decan that influences their craft or vocation. I think with the Venus influence on this Decan, Geminis right now, they're born this week, they'll be influenced by the stars with a need for acceptance, a little less independence than Gemini 1 period. Gemini 2s are communicative, but they can also be disorganized. They can be innovative and creative, but they can also be flaky. So there is a very strong lesson with Gemini 2 people to slow down the mental Gemini motor, look to your Mercury, and of course look to the transiting Mercury. Here for Gemini people, and actually all people, for the cosmic weather for this week is Mercury here at 25 degrees of Taurus. We have a lot of Gemini. We have the Sun in Gemini, we have Venus in Gemini, and we have Jupiter in Gemini. So lots of Gemini energy that's all ruled by Mercury in Taurus, and it's direct. So the Mercury in Taurus helps this energy to be a little more grounded, which is good. Mercury in Taurus is a little rigid, in my opinion, can be a little stuck, and yet the Gemini tends to be more flexible. So it can kind of cancel each other out between the fixity here and the flexibility of Gemini. But of course, Mercury is conjuncting Uranus here in Taurus. And being in fixed signs, any sudden changes can be very strong and they can be lasting. But we don't have a lot of other fixed energy in the chart right here. So there's not much going on with Leo. Here's Scorpio. Tonight on the 31st, we have Scorpio rising. And then we have Aquarius down here, of course. And Pluto is retrograde at 1. So the fixed energies are not as pronounced now that we're in Gemini, obviously, with mutable air, restless energy. And the Taurus is doing its thing, like I said, with Mercury and Uranus. Now this Mercury, as it moves closer to Gemini, will trine Pluto, and in an empty sort of way it will trine Libra. Libra is not much going on here, obviously, and there won't be much until late September. So that's just a quick view here for Gemini people and for everyone. Gemini planets here are sextile the node in Aries, which is interesting. So some lessons with the past and lessons with the future, where Gemini and Aries can be sextile and can act like a friend, like a support system. So Gemini planets, that's a good thing. And later Gemini would sextile this Mars in Aries. And then the Gemini planets they would have squared the Pisces if these planets were earlier. So that's about that. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I have weekly live streams every week, either Fridays or Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. My channel is at AstroScoop 3801 on YouTube. So please don't forget. And don't forget to subscribe. Until the next time, stay safe and be yourself.
you.